Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at the hardest weapons, armor sets, and other items to unlock in Assassin's Creed.
I'm a little on edge, Captain. The prospect of Captain Kidd's treasure and the mysteries that lie with it have me a trifle spooked.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Officer's Outfit, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This red British officer outfit is your reward for completing Gibraltar in the Kenway's Fleet minigame. By itself, the Fleet minigame isn't that hard, and it's also pretty fun to jump into whenever you're in Kenway's cabin on the Jackdaw. But it has a drawback. The routes are sailed in real time, meaning it can take many hours for some missions to complete. This means that even if you do the Fleet minigame regularly, you could finish Black Flag without unlocking all the trade routes and building the fleet to the height of its strength. It's a test of patience more than anything, because perhaps the best solution is to leave your console or PC idling while you do other things. Harpe of Perseus, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Brice, wait!
Greek heroes are known for their iconic weapons, and there are plenty to be found in Odyssey, the dagger of Kronos and Poseidon's trident among them. But the hardest to attain is definitely the Harpe of Perseus, because it's your reward for slaying Medusa. Medusa remains arguably the most difficult boss in the franchise, far harder than all the bosses in Valhalla and its DLCs. So getting the Harpe of Perseus is no mean feat. It's not clear whether the Harpe of Perseus is one of the Swords of Eden, though other swords do appear in Odyssey, and it seems plausible that it is. It definitely contains Isu technology at the very least. Legendary Armors, Assassin's Creed Unity. These ones aren't exactly hard to get, more annoying, because they cost an absurd amount of in-game currency. The legendary Sans Culottes set can't be won on a mission reward, and instead requires all 5 pieces to be bought for hundreds of thousands of livres. This is an absurd amount of money to acquire in Unity, even with Cafe Theater earning as much as it possibly can. So, why did Ubisoft make it so expensive? Of course, it's to try and force you to buy Helix credits. Each legendary item costs 1,000 of them to hack, about $10 of real-world money. Though Ubisoft stresses that you can get a bonus 400 for each 1,000 you buy. Thanks, Ubisoft. Excalibur, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The days of the mythological King Arthur had already passed by the time of Valhalla, but traces of him remain throughout England. To unlock his legendary sword Excalibur, you have to collect all 11 lost treasures of Britain, which are found across England. Many of them appear on the map as mysteries, but others are held by zealots of the Order of the Ancients. Like the mercenaries in Odyssey, the zealots roam across the map. Some of the zealots are harder to fight than the legendary animals, and the Treasures of Britain dungeons can get confusing. But once you've done all that, provided you can find all of the free-roaming zealots in the first place, Eivor will pull the sword from the stone and claim it for themselves. Sir James Gunn's Armor, Assassin's Creed Rogue. No, not that James Gunn, the 14th century Templar, of course, who left his armor behind for the taking. To get this armor, Shay needs to infiltrate Fort de Sable, the biggest fort in the game. It's ruthlessly controlled by the French and enemy gang members. It's a long and tedious mission where Shay has 11 chests to try and loot, all while avoiding detection because he's one of the weaker Assassin's Creed protagonists in hand-to-hand combat. Despite Rogue's short length, it has many more outfits unlocked by collection quests too, like the Viking armor and sword that offer a small taste of Valhalla 6 years early. the Armor of Brutus, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. To get this unique armor, you have to complete all of the layers of Romulus as they open up gradually throughout Brotherhood. It's one of the few items that can't be just bought from the blacksmith once Ezio starts earning massive amounts of money as Rome's new landlord. Unlike the assassin tombs in the previous game, the layers of Romulus are more varied and include combat, stealth, and parkour challenges, which make them harder. Brotherhood is already arguably the hardest game in the series, and going for gold with this armor just makes it harder. All of the layers other than the first one are optional though. Mjolnir, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. As soon as we heard that Assassin's Creed was going to the Viking Age, the question on everyone's lips was whether we'd be able to wield Thor's legendary hammer, Mjolnir. The answer, of course, was yes, but only if you're worthy, which means fulfilling some stringent requirements. First, you have to defeat all 3 of the Sisters of Larion to unlock the full Thor armor set, which is a difficult feat in and of itself. You then have to finish the story and return to Norway, because Mjolnir only spawns in one location and only after story completion. Its location is also not marked on your map, so it's even harder to find without a guide. But it's along Norway's most northern coast, the same route you sail to get to Yggdrasil, and you must have Thor's armor equipped to be able to loot it. The Aegis, Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
You don't suppose they've got another suit back there, do you? That one looks a bit tight for me.
This unique armor is your reward for collecting all of the music boxes, aka Secrets of London. Unlike all the other collectibles in Syndicate, there's no in-game map you can buy that reveals their locations to you. Instead, you have to scour London bit by bit and keep an ear out for the music, following it to find the box. After all that, head down into the underground assassin vault to finally collect this lost Isu armor, known as the Aegis. Only Eevee can equip it, but it makes a nice change from all the dour Victorian costumes, era appropriate as they are. It's also got a visual effect which seems to glitch in and out, showing that the Animus is having trouble perceiving it. Ring of Eden, Assassin's Creed 3.
I'm a little on edge, Captain. The prospect of Captain Kidd's treasure and the mysteries that lie with it have me a trifle spooked.
Another game-wide collection quest, Assassin's Creed 3 gives you so many trinkets to pick up that it's hard to know what's worthwhile and what's not. Finding all the almanac pages is more trouble than it's worth unless you're a devout completionist, and you may get bored of the hunt for Captain Kidd's lost treasure before you find out what it is. It turns out to be the legendary treasure of Oak Island. After collecting every piece of the treasure and using those to get various pirate maps, Connor can unlock the Oak Island memory, solve the riddles, and get the treasure. The treasure turns out to be a shard of Eden, which, despite the name, has been turned into a ring. Wearing it gives Connor a shield buff, although by the time you unlock it, it might not be that useful. Skeleton Crew, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. Buried in Black Flag's menus are the Abstergo challenges, sending you out into the Caribbean to complete various objectives, including getting 100% sync in the whole game. As you complete them, you'll unlock various in-game cheats, with Deceased Crew being the reward for completing all 100. This reskins the Jackdaw's crew with skeletons, giving Edward an undead army to sail the high seas with. It's purely cosmetic, and you'll probably have run out of opportunities to actually use the crew since you've already completed literally everything. But it's still a fun cheat Ubisoft added at the very end. If only there was a way to fully reskin the Jackdaw itself to look like the Black Pearl.
Join us, or die.
Which item did you spend hours searching for? Let us know in the comments.